welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Natasha Noel and yeah, that's my intro. Happy 2020. Are you all excited as I am, because new year, new me, or new year, same me, but new intentions, new drive, new everything else. I'm just recovering from typhoid actually, so yeah. My first night was spent in a hospital. Life is great. Okay, so this video basically is about how, or just some tips that I used in my life that helped me or put me in the path of healing. I think there are about 16 points, so bear with me. Hopefully it won't be a very long video. Point number one was that I actually wanted to heal. Now, before all of the I wanted to heal, I was just very attached to my pain and I loved it, and I was like, that is my identity, that is who I am, and all of that. But there was this point where I was just very exhausted from carrying the burden for so long, where I was like, I need to put you all down for a bit and continue walking, and that is okay. So I had to find that in me where there were no excuses, and that was difficult, but to genuinely want to heal was the first step of actually healing, and not just being like, oh, I want to heal and I want to get over my problems and all that. No, you are actually, because once you do this, there's a lot of work which needs to be done now. Point number two is to understand that healing isn't linear. What I mean by this is that there is so much up and a lot of down, where you just want to feel like giving up and you're just like, why am I doing this in the first place? But I feel like that's exactly the point, because there are that many lows and a lot of like wavy lines and things where you will lose focus, you will lose you will lose hope many times. But I feel like that's the main idea of wanting to stick through it and to actually be like, it's okay, because you want and you believe that, oh, you're going to wake up one day and everything's going to be a-okay. But you know what, someday you might just be triggered by something, or you might feel a wound open up and you're like, I healed you, what happened? And that happens a lot. But it's just important to understand that healing is not a straight path. It isn't linear. There are going to be curves, bumps, lots of downs, lots of valleys, lots of ups, lots of all of that, and we have to be okay with that, and that's important. Point number three is to stop expecting to heal fast. Now, because I'm on social media and I write a lot and I speak about a lot of things, a lot of people will still be like, oh, but you've not healed through this, how, or but you should get over the past, or oh, it's done, or what. And I always thought that, oh my god, I'm supposed to heal faster. Oh my god, I'm doing yoga. I'm supposed to been doing yoga for 6 years now. I've been all the meditation is supposed to, like heal me completely, change my DNA. But here's the thing. Healing is very different for everybody, and everyone has their own time and space and journey to heal. Stop pushing yourself to try and heal faster and thinking, oh my god, things are going to get over for so long. If you've taken 25 years for a certain mindset or for a trauma to be in you, or conditioning or any of that thing, it's going to take more than 1 week or 1 day or 10 days or 1 month or 2 months or even a year for you to get over something. It will take time, and that's absolutely okay. Having said this, point number 4, I come to stop being so goddamn hard on yourself. And this is me, someone who has, with every point, I will nit and twit and nag myself on almost every point which is possible. But to genuinely, I don't know, remove that and to change my thought process. Actually, this is an expert, but whatever. To change the thought process to actually and genuinely be like, it's okay. You will be fine. Okay, I'm coming from a person who's been in horrible relationships, made worse situations, and made the stupidest of excuses or scenarios out there. I can tell you that being hard on yourself just makes everything so much more harder and more difficult, especially in your own mind space, and especially when you have to heal, because because then again it's an expectation that I have to heal, I have to get better, I have to do this, I have to do that, I'm supposed to be healed now, no. Give yourself a break, take that break also, and be like, it's okay. I'm going to take whatever time I need, and it is fine. And to do that is also very difficult, but it is also important. Which I come to my next point, which is the fifth one, which is you got to keep talking to yourself. Now, what I mean by this is, you have to understand this. Only you in your mind space can pull you out from any other situation, okay? No one else, okay? Your therapist, your mother, your father, your uncle, your auntie, no matter what anyone says, you are not going to believe unless you here in your mind convince yourself. So only you can pull yourself out of a negative thought, of an angry situation, of when you're so blasted in your head, whatever it is, only you can change that own thought process. That's my whole idea, okay? So you have to keep talking to yourself over in, day out, no matter what happens. Point number 6 is, once you start doing this, what I can tell you is just witness, okay? Witness how you are talking to yourself. Witness how that conversation, are you a friend to yourself? Are you an enemy? Are you your own tyrant of a person, whoever brought you up, however that is? Are you that person to yourself in your own mind? So just witness that. Once you start witnessing, then you go on to the next level, which is you can start implementing change in that. And when I say start implementing change, you can do basic. Listen, I'm a cheap ass person, okay? I find the most chindiest of ways, which comes to my next point, is YouTube. I watch as many motivational videos or as many things which is going to remove me out of the rut, okay? If you don't want to watch stuff, there are audio books available, because my next point is, well, reading really got me out, because when you have so much negativity up in here and you do not believe anything external, or even when there is so much external negativity as well, when you read something to help yourself, you know what, that's only going to benefit you. My next point is, feel your emotions. Whether you want to cry, release it out of your body, out of your system, because the more you keep it in, the more it's going to get onto you, because you're going to keep suppressing it over and over and over and over till you're just going to burst. Now, the next point what I want to tell you all is, try and find an outlet to release it. Now, this, for me, art allowed me to release my stuck emotions. So I would draw, I would paint, I would dance, and all of those things made me feel great about myself. So make sure you have, or you can do something where you can just release whatever negativity that you're feeling. If you're too scared to even share it with someone, or if you feel like someone might not understand, and it's okay right now, it's fine. Just but find healthier options. No matter what you're doing, find healthier options to try and release the negativity out of your system. Now, this is, well, a sub point to this is, I journaled. So I had a diary and I wrote down everything, and this really helped me, because there were some very nasty thoughts in my head where I thought if I told it to people would have me locked up. But it really helped me, because I could actually, when I'm writing something, I'm actually allowing the emotions to go down. So when I'm writing it, I can then read it, and I can actually talk to myself and give myself either better alternatives of, or how I can change the situation. But this just happens because otherwise it's so much in our head that there is no other outlet. And sometimes when you just write, and that's why also writing it is a part of healing, right? Once you write, you're letting and allowing the emotions to get out of you. My next point is my favorite, because I spend so much time in nature, and somehow just it was healing. Just spending time in nature, just being around nature, just looking at the greens and the blues and just the color in my system was healing me. Also, a sub point to this is, I spend a lot of time with animals, and somehow I felt like, maybe, you know what, humans judge but animals don't, and I just felt like this warmth with animals and acceptance, and I felt like they were healing me in terms of taking my pain away. I don't know, but for me, every time I spend moments with any animal, of a cow, dog, donkey, whatever it is, it just makes me feel so much better. My next point is volunteer work. Now this helped me because I was so up again in my head. As soon as I realized that I could help someone, or that someone benefited, or someone smiled because of me, also just hearing and knowing different stories from all around you, mm, one didn't make you feel as alone, two made you feel that you are helping someone, and it breaks your bubble and makes you go out of your comfort zone to actually help someone. And make, for me, it made me feel better. Oh, well, hello there. This is Natasha from editing, and I realized I did not mention 3 points which were kind of important. Then I said, oh, you know what, Natasha, just make a new video. And then I was like, no, I'll just say everything here. And then later, when I have possibly more aha moments or enlightenment moments, I will share it with you all. Anyway, so point number 13 is, and I never give this enough credit, but it's yoga. Because I feel like subconsciously it's healed me. Consciously it's taught me discipline, because whether I'm sad, whether I'm angry, I always turned up on the mat. And even if I don't do fancy things like a split or, take my leg up here or any of those things, you didn't say take my leg up here, but just say, I would somehow just feel better because I'm turning up, and subconsciously because I am doing mudras, it's helping me. Because I'm breathing in a certain way, it's helping me, it's calming me down. Also, it's taught me how to calm down or to understand and be very aware before an anxiety attack or before a panic attack or before I feel like the depression sinking in, what I need to do. So yeah, that's got me a lot more aware. It's got me a lot more disciplined as a human being as well. That's 13. 14 is meditation. Again, and I know they go hand in hand, but I actually started meditating only after 2 years of doing yoga. And then I did my meditation course, and just chumma, sit chumma in Malayalam means like that only, just by the way. Just sitting down and trying as much as you can to, yes, again, witness your thoughts, but also to calm your thoughts down. And again, I mentioned this 5,000 times. The goal of meditation is nothingness, but it takes time. So just to be there and allow yourself to feel, and then you have your darkest thoughts, and to be okay with that also. And which is, I was also very scared about meditation. But that's also helped me a lot in that way. Point number 15. And I know this is a weird one, but it is true. It's social media, because I didn't have, at that point of time, I didn't have any place or space or person or people to share with, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's even my own therapist, because I felt like I couldn't trust, or people won't understand me. But with social media, when I actually wrote my first blog, and then I actually started talking with my mouth on Instagram and sharing things, somewhere, again, because I was expressing what I was feeling, also because I was just not as much in my head, but I'm sharing it. And then when someone read it or someone heard it, and someone messaged me saying it really helped me and I did not feel alone, and that validation of not feeling alone, and maybe somewhere oversharing, and invariably because I was oversharing, it was helping someone. And that made me also get a little bit more comfort and a little bit also more confidence. And it helped me. I don't know. And this is exactly why I said share. Whether it is through art, whether it is through writing, whether it is through directing, whether it's through acting, whatever it is that you are interested in, or however you feel comfortable sharing, it's important to share because it's releasing out. But because I had people around me, I just realized that my head's been cut, but anyway, because I realized that I had people around me, virtually it helped me. I didn't feel as alone, and I feel like that's important, where we just don't feel as alone, and that makes us feel better, because in our heads and in our minds and in our souls, we think we're alone and we are doing all of this alone, and there is no one that can ever understand us. But when you tap into people that do, you feel a little better, and you feel like you can get through anything and everything. Moving on to now my Gyaan, more Gyaan. And the last thing, whenever you're ready, at least whenever I was ready, it took me a long while to go into therapy. I used to go for childhood therapy and all of that, but I would only go when there is something like a trauma happening, like either a breakup or I failed the year or something happened and I had to do that, or I had an injury, and she would help me. And I think my biggest taboo was that I didn't want to go because I wanted to heal myself, and I'm a self-made woman, and I'm going to heal and find my own thing, and I'm strong, and I'm empowered, and I can do my own healing, and that is great. But sometimes it took me a long while to understand that you need to also be vulnerable to heal, that you can also be strong but also be able to cry, which comes back to all my other points also, that it's okay to be strong but also being able to share, or just being able to be vulnerable. And that was my biggest thing, and which I biggest block in my head, which I had to break, because I kept thinking that, oh, I'm strong, I'm a warrior, I can't cry, I can't do anything, I have to be this macho woman who's, you know, always doing and earning and giving, and, you know, nothing can face me, and I'm just, you know. But I realized that the more I'm trying to be something where I'm not accepting my own vulnerability, I am punishing myself. I am being so much harder to myself. So I realized that it's okay. I am still strong, I am still independent, and I am still a self-made woman, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay for someone to listen to what I have to go through, and I don't always have to listen to everyone else. And for me, that shift was being like, okay, it's okay to be there for myself also, because I'm there for everyone, but what's important is to be there for myself. So my last point is, and this is the last point because it took me a long while to actually be okay with going in for therapy. And once I was okay with going in for therapy, now I think it's been 6 to 7 months that I've been consistently going for therapy. And guess what? My therapist now tells me you don't have to come anymore. You can come like once in like 3 months or 6 months, just for mental health maintenance, because you are fine. You were, all this while you were like trying to look for wounds, to dig, to heal, so that you could see that, oh, there is a problem, I need to be fixed, but you're fine and you will be fine, so it's okay. And honestly, that made me feel better. And also, I found a therapist that didn't think that I was crazy, because I in my head think I'm crazy. So if I'm going to go to someone who thinks I'm crazy, it's not going to help. So I've been to multiple therapists. I've also been to a therapist who just was on her phone and was not giving me attention. One of my biggest fears is that people aren't listening to me. I know the irony of this is the profession that I am, and y'all are here, but I think that's also why I was an overshare. Okay, this is another thing, another time, another place. But yes, I hope this has helped you, and I hope that this inspires you to take care, at least in 2020, to take care of your mental health no matter what happens, because you're not alone. And no matter what you might be going through, or no matter however alone you are, I just want to remind you that you are not alone, and that we are here together in this. And I cannot give you like an actual hug, so I'm giving you like a virtual hug, and we got this. Yeah, giving you all virtual kisses, also with consent, please, always with consent. Till I see you next time, practice stay safe, stay cool. Okay, bye. Happy 2020, y'all.